Coming to you live from Palomar College in the city of San Marcos, we have Don's Baseball for you. Game number 2 of the regional finals here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Excited and grateful to be here as the Santa Ana Dons look to punch their ticket to the 3C2 state championship next weekend. So far in the postseason, they've eliminated the Warriors of El Camino College, the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara City College, and the Rustlers of Golden West College. And the last hurdle in the Southern California region will be the Comets of Palomar College. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the both teams facing off this weekend. Starting with the host team, the Dons will be the home team here in game number 2 of the weekend. And this is a best-of-3 series. The Dons fell to the Comets yesterday by a score of 11-7. The Dons are led by ninth-year head coach Tom Nils, who's seeking his third 3C2A state title, one as a member of the Dons last year, of course, but the first one coming back in 2008 as a member of the Sierra College coaching staff. They finished with a record of 29-11-1 in the regular season. The overall record of 33-12-1. They played in the Orange Empire Conference and finished tied for second with a conference record of 12-9. And the dugout over to the right, they're the home team. However, the visiting team here in this game number 2 will be the Comets of Palomar College. They earned the number 2 seed in the playoffs after finishing the regular season 30-9. They went 23-2 in the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference. They've gone a perfect 6-0 this postseason, including their win. 11-7 was the final score yesterday. They're led by 6-year head coach Ben Adams, who has been a part of the program since 2005 in various roles, working under head coaches Bob Vetter and Buck Taylor. Again, Palomar versus Santa Ana College. It's a must-win game for Santa Ana College. Looks like we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, so we'll be right back after this.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
When you get to hoist the trophy, the next season comes with a big target on your back. There isn't a man in that dugout who isn't clear on the objective. A coach who knows what it takes, sophomores who are hungry for an encore, and freshmen who want to cement their name in history. So no matter the time or the place, regardless of the adversity we may face, we don't hang our heads. We hang banners. There's no room or time for panic, because come May, we know how to create that magic. The bumps and bruises along the way may have taken a toll, but come postseason, the only thing on our mind is back here on the campus of Palomar College. It's game number 2 of this best-of-3 weekend between the Santa Ana Dons and the Comets of Palomar College. Again, thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. I'm Noah Alvarez. It's a nice, sunny, a bit breezy day here on the campus of Palomar College in the city of San Marcos. Nice town over here on the Inland Empire, or the inland part of San Diego County. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Noah Alvarez. Just about ready for first pitch. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups for both teams. Remember, the Dons are the home team here today in game number 2. It's a best-of-3 series. Palomar would be the home team tomorrow in game number 3 if necessary. On the mound is the sophomore standout from last weekend, Alan Huerta. He's a sophomore from Sonora High School. Didn't start a game all season, however, last week, and a must-win against over Golden West College. He had one of his best outings of his career, striking out 10 Rustler batters in 7 1/3 innings of work. Alan Huerta takes the mound. Behind the plate, it's Connor Deach. At third base, it's Matthew Dobson. Manning shortstop is Christian Altamirano. Over at second base, it's Thomas Williams, a sophomore from Ocean View. At first base, it's another sophomore, Mikey Rocha. In the outfield from left to right, it's Jake Long, the freshman, in left field. In center, it's the sophomore, Jimmy Leanda. And in right, Brady Schrank making the start in right field. The offense, the Dons hoping to get some more offense with his bat in the lineup. Again, that's your starting 9. The starting defense for your Santa Ana Dons. Let's get the starting lineup for the Comets. They're in their pink uniforms and pink pants. Interesting choice here, especially the Comets don't have pink in their color wave, but they like to have alternate uniforms here at Palomar College. So they're in the pink. Dons are in their playoff reds with the gray bottoms. Leading things off will be Elijah Cook, the center fielder. Batting in the 2 spot is right fielder Colby Raphael. Batting third and playing second will be Noah Lazuka. In the cleanup spot, it's first baseman Makana Olaso. In the 5 spot, it's left fielder Anthony Pacino. Batting 6 and playing DH is Ryan Rivera. In the 7 spot, it's Luke Matthews, a third baseman. In the 8 spot, it's the catcher Carter Jorison. And batting 9th, rounding things off, is the shortstop Ian Halverson. So we're just about ready for the first pitch. Elijah Cook batting from the right side. A lot of sophomores here on this Palomar team. Sophomore from Modern Day Catholic over in the San Diego County, so not the Modern Day you know in Santa Ana College. And this one is in there for a strike. So quickly an 0-1 count for Alan Huerta. Again, making the start today after a tremendous start last week in a must-win game. This one hit high into the air, but right to Schrank. Schrank can't find it. He's lost at where this is at, and that goes over the wall. That ball just kept carrying and carrying. Wow. So that's how things start off in game number 2 of this weekend. Didn't look like he got all of that ball, but Cook is going to celebrate with his team outside the dugout. It's a leadoff solo home run to start the game, and they're up 1-0. Again, that ball just kept carrying and carrying. The wind is blowing at our back, so that does favor the hitter. Blowing probably from the third base line over to right field, so that ball just kept carrying due to the wind. Unbelievable start for Santa Ana College, and they're down quickly in the 1-0 hole. Here's the first pitch to the number 2 hitter, hit on the ground weakly to Dobson at third. Dobson gathers, makes a strong throw over to first in time, and that's out number 1. So a leadoff home run in the top of the first. Palomar up 1-0, but this Dons team is resilient. They're not going to go down without a fight. Backs against the wall here, needing to win game number 2 to force a game number 3 tomorrow. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. First pitch to the second baseman, Noah Lazuka, is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. 1-0 is the score here. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball. Alan Huerta comes set, works quickly, and this one's foul tip to the backstop. 0-2, so nice job by the sophomore to continue throwing strikes after giving up the home run. Again, in case you just missed it, it was a bit of a shocker of a home run off the bat of Elijah Cook. Looked like it was weakly hit, but it just kept drifting with the wind at its back. This one hit high up into the air, right in the middle of the infield. Alan Huerta can't see it. Christian Altamirano is able to call it off and make the catch for out number 2. 2 outs quickly after the solo home run. Top of the first, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Makana Olaso. The first baseman bats on the right side. Doesn't use any batting gloves. You don't see that a lot nowadays. Wearing number 37, he fouls the first one out of play towards the parking lot. Again, thanks for tuning in. We're here at Palomar College in the city of San Marcos. Shout out to Cami Lewis, the SID at Santa Ana, for getting things rolling here for the broadcast. It was kind of a last-minute call, but we're glad to be here with you guys to call the action and get you the live stream. 1-1 the count now to Olaso. Olasso's a sophomore from Murrieta Mesa High School. That's over in the Inland Empire. But if you come down the 15 freeway, not too far here from San Marcos, this one's also in there for a strike. Now it's a 1-2 count. Again, it's a breezy day here at Palomar College. Here's the 1-2 from Huerta. This one misses in the dirt. Try to get him to chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one on base, 2 outs. Olasso hit .362 on the season. Again, a lot of sophomores here in the lineup for Palomar College. Here's the 2-2. This one fouled out of play again to the right side. It's not a very big field here as well, what's worth mentioning. 320 down the line in right field, 400 to dead center. So smaller dimensions than Santa Ana College and smaller dimensions than Golden West College, where the Dons played last week in the Super Regional. Here's the 2-2 once again. This one misses outside. This will be the 10th pitch of the inning for Alan Huerta next. It's a full count now to Olasso. Here's the full count pitch. This one misses outside. Try to get him with the breaking ball, and that's going to be a walk. So Huerta was able to get 2 quick outs after giving up the solo home run. However, he walks Olasso. He's aboard on first base, and that'll bring up the number 5 hitter, the left fielder, Anthony Pacino. It's a great last name, Pacino. Huerta comes set, runner on first, Mikey Rocha holding. And this one misses outside. Again, Connor Deach behind the plate for your Dons. Jimmy De Anda shaded about 7 steps over towards right center. Huerta comes set. This one, misses inside. Not by much, but it's ruled a ball. Pacino, where's number 1? Hits from the right side from San Marcos High School, a sophomore, another sophomore. Hit .338 entering today's game. Here's the 2-0. This fastball catches the outer half. It's now a 2-1-1 count to the left fielder. On deck is the DH, Ryan Rivera. Second start of the season for Alan Huerta. He's made 13 appearances out of the bullpen. He steps off the rubber. So we'll wait for the 2-1 pitch once again. Olasso. Over on first base. Sounds like there's some chirping back and forth between the Santa Ana dugout and the home plate umpire. This one catches the outer half once again. It's a 2-2 count now to the left fielder, Pacino. And last week in a must-win game between Golden West, it was game number 5 of the weekend in the Super Regionals. Huerta went 7 1/3, struck out 10, and only gave up 4 runs. Here's the 2-2. This one in the dirt. Nice discipline there by Pacino. It's now a full count. So Huerta now runs the count full to back-to-back hitters. Huerta did a nice job, too, of not allowing a lot of base runners. Only allowed 4 hits, no walks. Only 1 hit by pitch in 7 1/3 innings. It was a tremendous start by the sophomore. This one, misses the outside corner, and it's ruled a ball. So back-to-back walks. Full counts, too, so the Comets are already making Huerta throw a lot of pitches here in the first inning. Huerta last weekend as well had I don't want to say struggled in the first inning, but he did allow 1 run to come across against the Rustlers, and then he was lights out the rest of the outing. So now it looks like the home plate umpire is going to call time for the first pitch. Stepping into the batter's box, it's Ryan Rivera, the DH. Batting from the right side, wearing number 25. Here's the first pitch to the DH. This one misses inside, a breaking ball. Pitches aren't missing by much. He's a sophomore from San Marcos High School. A few of those here on the roster. This one does catch the bottom half of the zone, and it's a 1-on-1 count. Huerta's now thrown 20 pitches. He got 2 outs with the 10th pitch of the at-bat, or 10th pitch of the inning, excuse me. Breaking ball misses, 2-1 the count. Jackson Andeal started the game yesterday for the Dons. They used arms like Joey Iglesias and C.J. Brown and Rocco Garola out of the bullpen. Joey Iglesias only went 1 inning. This one hit into the air. Jimmy Leanda shouldn't have a problem with it, ranging to his left just a tad. Makes the catch for out number 3. So Huerta does walk 2 batters with 2 outs. However, after giving up the solo home run, he keeps the Comets off the scoreboard. As we head to the bottom of the first, the visiting Comets lead 1-0. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. As we turn things over, let's get you the starting lineup for your Santa Ana Dons. Leading things off, as he has for much of the season, especially toward the tail end, it's Thomas Williams playing second as well. Batting in the 2 spot, it's left fielder Jake Long. In the 3 spot, it's the center fielder Jimmy Leanda. Batting cleanup and playing first base, it's Mikey Rocha. Matthew Dobson, the third baseman, will be batting 5th. Batting 6th is the DH Keon Sanchez. He had a grand slam yesterday in the 11-7 loss to Palomar. In the 7th spot, it's catcher Connor Deach. Batting 8th is the right fielder Brady Schrank, who's getting the start this afternoon. And rounding off the lineup at the 9th spot is freshman shortstop Christian Altamirano. Again, Alan Huerta on the mound for the Dons. On the mound for the Comets, it's a left-hander wearing number 30, Ryan Herod. Ryan Herod's a 6'4" freshman from Westview High School over in San Diego, California, in the city of San Diego, so not too far from the city of San Marcos, where we're at currently. Got a lot of sophomores in the lineup. However, it'll be a freshman on the mound for the Comets. They're the away team, so they're batting, or excuse me, they're playing defense here in the bottom of the first. So at least the Dons will have the last ups here in game number 2 of this best-of-3 series. Ryan Herod has made 14 starts for the Comets this year, had an ERA of 3.29, finished with a record of 9-1, and 87 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 84 hits, 32 runs, 21 walks, and 84 strikeouts. Hitters were hitting .256 against the lefty. Again, it's worth noting, while they do have a strong record of 36-9, a lot of the teams they played this year weren't to the caliber of what the Dons played, especially in the Orange Empire Conference. First pitch to Thomas Williams, who's hitting from the right side, is low for a ball. 1-0 the count to Thomas Williams, the sophomore from Ocean View. He's a switch hitter, so he'll be hitting from the right side with the lefty on the mound. Williams was the starting shortstop to begin last season as a freshman. However, an injury kept him out of conference play, and Mikey Rocha had to step up and play shortstop for the entire postseason run. 3-0 count to the leadoff hitter. This one does catch the zone finally. It's the first strike for Ryan Herod. 3-1 the count. Williams lead the team in batting average. He's hitting .361 on the season. Second on the team with 61 hits. This one fouled off out of play. Full count now to the second baseman. Jake Long is on deck, and Jimmy Leanda in the hole. Here's the 3-2 from Herod. This one also fouled off in the similar area. And so we'll do it once again. So Williams was a part of the team last year. However, an injury kept him out during conference play and the entire postseason run. As a sophomore, making his stamp here on the team, batting leadoff. An incredible defender as well over at second base, and he draws a walk to lead off the game. So the first batter Herod face is aboard via the walk, and that'll bring up the left-handed hitting left fielder Jake Long. Again, Dons enter with a record of 33-13-1, led by ninth-year head coach Tom Nils. Here's the first pitch to Long, the freshman from Lucerna. This one runs in, a breaking ball. 1-0 the count. Williams does have good speed, however, it's not a very aggressive team in stealing bases. The Dons are, especially in the postseason. 7 of 12 on stolen bases on the year. This one does catch the inner half. Looked like a front door breaking ball. 1-1 the count to Jake Long. Again, a freshman from Lucerna High School. Was a dual sport athlete. Was a good football player and played quarterback for the Lucerna High School football team. Here's the 1-1 count. This one misses downstairs. It's now a 2-1 count to the left fielder. The Dons have only stolen as a team 3 stolen bases this postseason. Gonna move over to first, and back in standing is Thomas Williams. Let's get you the defense for the Comets. Carter Jorgensen will be behind home plate. At third, it's Luke Matthews. At short, Ian Halverson. At second, it's Noah Lazuka. And at first, Makana Olaso. This one's fouled off into the left side. Third baseman Matthews is going to give a look, but it's into the batting cages over there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the left fielder. In the outfield for the Comets, it's Anthony Pacino in left, Elijah Cook in center, and Kobe Raphael in right field. So that's your defense for the visiting Comets here today. Game number 2 of this best-of-3 series. This one misses downstairs, and now it's a full count again. Back-to-back hitters have worked the count full. And Ryan Herod, a freshman out of Westview. This one hit onto the ground past the shortstop, and that's going to get into left center. Williams is going to take a round. He's on his way to third. Nice hustle there by Pacino, but it'd still be a double. So a walk followed by a double. There's now runners on second and third. Nice piece of hitting there by Jake Long just to send it the opposite way. So 2 runners in scoring position for a very dangerous hitter in Jimmy Deanda. Herod pitched the most innings for the Comets this season with 87 2/3. So he is a workhorse. I'm sure head coach Ben Adams is hoping he can at least give him a good outing as far as innings worked. Go 5 to 6. This one misses downstairs. It's a first pitch ball to the center fielder, Jimmy Deanda. Deanda's a sophomore from Modern Day High School, the Modern Day over in the city of Santa Ana. He was primarily playing left field last year as a freshman as part of the 3C2A state title run. He waves at an off-speed pitch and misses. So it's a 1-1 count now. Runners on second and third. Long at second. Thomas Williams over at third base. Nobody out. First baseman and third baseman are playing about even with the bag. Ooh, this one catches the bottom half of the zone, and it's now a 1-2 count. Jimmy Deanda hitting .346 entering today's game. Has 43 RBIs, which is second most on the team. Looking to pick up 2 more. Here's the 1-2 from Herod. This one runs inside, nearly clips him on the front shoulder. But it's a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Herod comes set, the lefty. Delivers the 2-2. This one fouled off to the right side. Nice battle here we're seeing between Jimmy Deanda and Ryan Herod. On deck is the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. In yesterday's game, Jimmy Deanda went 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run. He also worked 2 walks. So he was a tough out at the plate for the Dons in their 11-7 loss. This one misses upstairs. It's now a full count to the first 3 hitters of the game. So the Dons really making Herod labor through this first inning. He has still yet to give up a run. The Comets do have a 1-0 lead. Here's the first pitch, the full count pitch, and this one misses downstairs, and so the bases are now loaded. So the bases are loaded for the Santa Ana Dons, and guess who's up into the batter's box? It's the sophomore first baseman, Mikey Rocha. San Diego native himself. Coming from East Lake High School over in the Chula Vista area. The last start for Ryan Herod actually wasn't he did start last weekend against Mount SAC in the Super Regionals. He started the first game of that best-of-3 between Mount SAC after they both had eliminated Cuesta College. Herod went 7 2/3 of an inning, gave up 10 hits, 6 runs, issued 2 walks, and struck out 7 batters. And that was on the way to a 9-8 victory for Palomar College. They came from behind. Mount SAC was up in that game 8-7 going into the 8th inning. However, the Comets battled back, tied things up at 8, and they won, I believe, in the bottom of the 11th. And they won game number 2 of that best-of-3 series between Mount SAC by a score of 12-7. So they only played 3 games last weekend. Defeated Cuesta 8-7, then Mount SAC 9-8. And then Mount SAC again, 12-7. In the first round of the playoffs, they defeated College of the Canyons by scores of 7-2 and then 19-1. Herod also pitched in game number 2 of that series, went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits and only allowed 1 run and picked up the win. Here's the first baseman Mikey Rocha. This one misses downstairs. It's a 1-0 count. Okay, nowhere to put the first baseman. Comets are working with a 1-0 lead. Good size turnout here at Palomar College. Super regional round here of the 3C2A playoffs. Rocha checks his swing, but it doesn't matter. It's ruled home plate. A strike by home plate umpire. Herod comes set. Here's the 1-1. This one hit on the ground to third base. The third baseman's going to go home with it. Now they're going to throw over to first, and it's going to be in time. So a 5-2-3 double play. So there's still runners on second and third, but now there's 2 outs in the inning. So huge double play ball for Ryan Herod. He now has 2 outs in the inning. Infield can play back at normal play depth. A good play there by third baseman Luke Matthews. It was weakly hit to him. First pitch to Dobson, misses downstairs. 1-0 the count. So Rocha grounds into the double play. There's 2 outs. Dobson up to bat with 2 outs. This one misses way outside. 2-0 the count. Dobson went 1 for 5 yesterday and scored a run. Batting from the right side. This one hit on the ground again to third baseman Luke Matthews. Matthews makes a wide throw over to first and not going to be in time, so a run scores. Jake Long comes across to score for the Dons, and it's now a 1-1 game. So rule that E5 on the throw by Luke Matthews. Advancing to third is Jimmy Leanda. That throw took Olaso off the bag, and Dobson was smart, able to weave inside of the baseline just a tad, avoid the tag by Olaso. Jake Long comes across to score. So now things are all tied up at 1 apiece, and that'll bring up the DH Keon Sanchez. He's a San Diego County native himself from Canyon Crest High School. The freshman hit a grand slam yesterday. Was 1 for 3 at the plate, but that one hit being the grand slam. Runners at the corners. Second pitch of the at-bat misses. It's a 1-1 count. Down to that third. Dobson at first. And bottom of the first inning, things are all tied up at 1 apiece. This one fouled out of play to the right side. Moves the count now to 1-2. And thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Beautiful day for baseball here at Palomar College. Ryan Herod, the lefty, comes set. Here's the 1-2. This one misses upstairs. He tried to get Sanchez to chase. The lefty pitching from the middle of the rubber. Here's the 2-2 to Sanchez. This one fouled off to the right side, so Sanchez not an easy out as he will battle at the plate. And the Dons really making Herod labor through here in the first inning. Pickoff move over to first. Dobson's back in standing. Dobson at first, Jimmy Leonda at third. Herod on the mound for the Comets. They're in their pink uniforms, pink pants. While the Dons are in their playoff reds with the gray bottoms. Kian Sanchez up at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This one, an off-speed pitch, catches the outer half, and he froze Kian Sanchez for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So the Dons respond here in the bottom of the first. Things are all tied up at 1 apiece. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and catch you up on the action from around the 3C2A that occurred yesterday. There's 4 more teams remaining here in the Southern California regionals. As I mentioned yesterday, or I mentioned today, earlier, that Palomar won yesterday by a score of 11-7. The Comets scored 2 runs in the 8th inning and then, 2 runs in the 7th and then 4 in the 8th. That pushed them over the top. It was tie ball game entering that 8th game. But in the other bracket, or other part of the bracket, in the regional finals between Saddleback and Cerritos, Saddleback took game number 1, defeating the Cerritos Falcons by a score of 3-1. So Saddleback currently has a 1-0 lead in the series, while Palomar has a 1-0 lead in the series versus Santa Ana. So those are the 2 series leaders here in the regional finals. Again, 4 teams remain here in the Southern California region, looking to go to the 3C2A state championship next weekend. Sacramento City and San Joaquin Delta are facing off in the Northern California region. San Joaquin Delta took game number 1 by a score of 8-6 over Sacramento City, while West Valley defeated Chabot by a score of 8-3. So West Valley and San Joaquin Delta have the has the series leads, the 1-0 series lead on the opponents. That's in Northern California. 8 teams remain total, 4 in the Southern California region. Only 2 will advance to the state tournament next weekend. Don's looking to defend their 3C2A state title. It's the top of the 2nd. This one's poked out to center field. It's a leadoff single for the Comets. Luke Matthews starts things off with the single. So on the very first pitch to Luke Matthews, he sends it up the middle. Thomas Williams didn't have a play on it. And that'll bring up the catcher, Carter Jorison. Jorison hit him from the right side, wearing number 17. This one swung on and foul tipped into the glove, so it's an 0-1 count. Jorison entered today, hitting .327 on the season, has made 27 starts for the Comets this year. Shows bunt. It's a high chopper over to the first base side. Rocha going to throw over to Williams, who's covering. Williams back picks Christian Altamirano, and they get the runner out at second. So Matthews takes too long of a round over at second base. Thomas Williams with the heads-up throw over to second, and Christian Altamirano applies the tag. It's a double play for the Dons defense. Score that 3 to 4 to 6 for 2 outs. Two quick outs for Alan Huerta. That first pitch to Ian Halverson's in there for a strike. Halverson's the shortstop today for the Comets. Batting from the right side. Wearing number 8. Breaking ball in there for a strike as well. 0-2 now the count. Huerta, when he gets in a groove, he's one of the more effective pitchers here on this Dons roster. Halverson started 45 games for the Comets this year. Entered today's game at hitting .289. This one's fouled off of a home plate. So we'll do it again, 0-2. In the win yesterday, Halverson went 0 for 2. He did score a run after drawing 2 walks. Looks like he's going to go talk to his head coach, Ben Adams. And Comets, the away team here in game number 2 of this best-of-3 series. The Dons need a win today in order to force a game number 3 tomorrow. Again, that would take place here at Palomar College. They're the number 2 seed here in the postseason. Dons, the number 6 seed. These two teams did not play in the regular season. However, they did play a scrimmage against each other before their first games. Obviously, no final score from the scrimmage. This one, weakly hit foul to the left side. And we'll do it again once more, 0-2. Again, Huerta on the mound for your Santa Ana Dons. This one fouled back right into the netting. 1-2 the count. So before last weekend, Huerta hadn't made a start since 2022. He started against this very same Palomar College team back in 2022. He was forced to redshirt in 23, so he didn't play on that team. This one misses outside. 1-2 now the count. So Huerta went a whole year, you can almost say 2 years, since making a start. However, he was lights out last weekend against Golden West. This one misses in the dirt. Bounces right to the hitter on deck, Elijah Cook. Nice hand-eye coordination there to make that catch. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter, Ian Halverson. Nobody on base, 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Here's the 2-2. This one's fouled back again into the netting. And so it's a battle here by the shortstop. Halverson's a sophomore from Mission Vista High School. Not too far here from San Marcos. This one catches the inner half. It's a strikeout looking to end the inning. So Huerta gets the final out via the strikeout, and he sets down the Comets 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up.
Back here at Palomar College, it's game number 2 of this best-of-3 weekend, the regional finals. A trip to the 3C2A state championship on the line. It'll be the bottom of the second due up for the Dons. 7, 8, 9. Connor Deach will lead things off, the catcher. Followed by Brady Shrink and then shortstop Christian Altamirano. So Connor will step into the batter's box. The first pitch to him is waved at and missed. It's a first pitch strike. Ryan Herod needed 30 pitches to get out of the top of the first. Again, the lefty from Westview High School. Next pitch misses in the dirt. It's a 1-1 count to the catcher. Deach enters today's game, hitting .244 on the season. Two balls, one strike. Deach has seen the ball really well here in the postseason and that last regular season series. This one hit on the ground to Matthews over there at third. Comes up with it. It's going to be a two-hopper over to first base in time for out number 1. One more time.
Jordan Shepard, Paul Graham, Nick Spencer. Cool. Thank you. And number 2, right fielder, Brady Shrink. We're rocking the house.
So first pitch to Brady Shrink. This one's hit high up into the air, but not very far. Cook's going to come in from center. It's actually going to be the right fielder who calls off Cook, and that's out number 2. So Colby Raphael makes the catch for the second out. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, also a shortstop. Both teams using their shortstop in the 9 spot. That's the freshman from Brea Olinda High School, Christian Altamirano. First pitch from the lefty to him is in there for a strike. So much more efficient approach here in the bottom of the second by Ryan Herod, the freshman on the mound for the Comets. Steps off the rubber, and it sounds like, or looks like, Altamirano's going to go ahead and talk to Tom Nils. 9th-year head coach over here at Santa Ana College. Spent time at Fullerton College before taking the head coach position back in 2014. He won a 3C2A state championship back with Sierra College in the 2008 season. And so last year was the second time he's won a 3C2A state championship. Now it looks like home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. He's going to break up the meeting between Altamirano and Nils. Again, a lot of little chess pieces here being moved between both coaching staffs. And if you remember at the top of the second, this one's fouled out of play. If you remember the top of the second, Ian Halverson went over to talk to Ben Adams with 2 outs in the inning. Kind of in a similar fashion, I think Nils was just kind of returning the favor to his shortstop, Christian Altamirano. Here's the 0-2 from Ryan Herod. This one's hit on the ground to the shortstop, ranging to his left, sets his feet, makes the throw, and that's out number 3. So nice play by the Comets shortstop, Ian Halverson. One shortstop grounds out to the other. And the Dons go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. When you get to hoist the trophy, the next season comes with a big target on your back. There isn't a man in that dugout who isn't clear on the objective. A coach who knows what it takes, sophomores who are hungry for an encore, and freshmen who want to cement their name in history. So no matter the time or the place, regardless of the adversity we may face, we don't hang our heads, we hang banners. There's no room or time for panic, because come May, we know how to create that magic. The bumps and bruises along the way may have taken a toll, but come postseason, the only thing on our mind is Back here at Palomar College, it's game number 2 of this best-of-3 weekend between the number 6 seed Santa Ana Dons and the number 2 seed Palomar Comets. Alan Huerta still on the mound for your Santa Ana Dons, making his second start of the postseason. His first appearance of the postseason came out of the bullpen against El Camino. That was back on Saturday, May 4th. He went an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, struck out a batter, and walked 1 as well. And he picked up the win in that game against the Warriors of El Camino College. It was a shaky start by Haas Fragoso. However, the bullpen really came in and saved the day for the Dons, and the offense also provided a lot of insurance, winning by a final score of 17-7. And they advanced to the Super Regionals. This one hit hard to left field. This one's going to go out of the ballpark, but foul by about 10 feet or so. So Elijah Cook seeing the ball really well to start the game today. If you missed it, back in the top of the first on the second pitch of the game, he hit a solo shot to right field. That ball just kept drifting up in the air and carried over the right field wall. Again, smaller ballpark here at Palomar College, 320 down the line. The wind blowing from the third base line out to right field. So that could be a factor and benefactor for a lot of the hitters here for both teams. Here's the 1-1. This one misses outside. 2-1 the count. Cook is the starting center fielder today for the Comets. Hitting .348 on the season. Has started 42 games for Palomar this year. Wears number 11 and hits from the right side. This one misses downstairs as well. 3-1 the count. So Huerta working very carefully around the center fielder. Colby Raphael, the right fielder, on deck. This one misses upstairs, and it's a walk to Elijah Cook to lead off the inning. Again, that very first pitch on this at-bat, Elijah Cook hit it out of the ballpark, but foul to left field. And so Huerta threw 4 straight balls. Now it'll be the right fielder, Colby Raphael. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and this one ruled a ball. It's a 1-0 count. Cook is a threat to run. He does have 8 stolen bases on the season, 8 of 10. Shows bunt once again. This one misses, I think, upstairs and a little bit outside as well. It's a 2-0 count. Get a good-sized turnout here at Palomar College. The regional finals, a trip to the 3C2A state championship next weekend. Shows bunt once more. This one's over down to the third base side. Dobson comes up with it and throws it over to first in time for out number 1. So a sacrifice bunt. Moves the runner over to second base. So that'll bring up the second baseman, Noah Lazuka. He popped up to the shortstop in the infield. There's a high pop-up in his first AB. Where's number 9? Standing at 6 foot. Sophomore from San Marcos High School is a high chopper on the ground to Altamirano once again. Charges, throws in time, and out number 2. So nice aggressive defense there by Altamirano at short. The runner does advance to third.
Number 37, first baseman, Makano Alaso.
And that'll bring up the first baseman, Makano Alaso. Where's number 37? Hits from the right side. He's a sophomore from Murrieta Mesa High School. This one swung on, helping the pitcher out here as I went out of the zone. Owen won the count to Alaso. This one, foul tipped into the glove, and it's now a 0-2 count. Huerta looking to strand that runner over at third base. Again, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Things are all tied up at 1 apiece. This one misses. And Deach is able to make a backhand pick to prevent that from going to the backstop. 1-2 now the count. Next pitch will be number 47 for Huerta in the outing. The righty comes set. Here's the 1-2. This one misses in the dirt. Deach working very hard behind the plate back there to keep that one in front, and so Cook will stay over at third base. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Runner on third, 2 outs, top of the third inning. Things all tied up at 1 apiece. Here's the 2-2 from Huerta. This one hit on the ground, foul to the third base side, so we'll do it again. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Again, big thanks to Cammie Lewis for making this broadcast possible. Here's the 2-2 once more. This one swung on and hit foul once again to the third base side. So it's a battle here between first baseman Alasso and the starter Alan Huerta. Connor Deach is behind the plate. Dobson over at third. Altamirano at short. Williams at second. And Rocha is at first. A breezy day here in the city of San Marcos. Here's the 2-2. This one runs inside. And now it's a full count. On deck is the left fielder, Anthony Pacino. Alasso looking to get away on base. Here's the 3-2. This one misses in the dirt. It's an easy take for the first baseman as he walks over to first. Huerta loses him. And now there's runners at the corners. Deach going to give the signs to the infield. In the outfield, it's Jake Long in left field, Jimmy Leanda in center, and Brady Schrank in right. That'll bring up the left fielder for the Comets, Anthony Pacino. He drew a walk in his first AB and was stranded at first. Alasso has worked 2 walks now in the game thus far. This one hit onto the ground right to shortstop Altamirano. Comes up with it, tosses it to second in time for out number 3. So Huerta does get the ground ball he needs after stranding 2 runners on. Dons do get that final third out here in the top of the third. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Let's see if we have some score updates from around the 3C2A. Again, it's the regional finals here in the Northern California and Southern California section. Again, Saddleback has a 1-0 lead in the series over Cerritos College, and we'll see if there's a score update for y'all. Palomar has the 1-0 series lead here over Santa Ana College. So both Santa Ana and Cerritos need to win today to force a game number 3. Cerritos currently up 2-0. They're the road team in game number 2 of the best-of-3 series that's hosted by Cerritos. So they lead 2-0 in the bottom of the third over Saddleback. Things are all tied up at 1 apiece here. In Northern California, West Valley currently leads 3-2 over Chabot Community College. That game is also in the bottom of the third. While San Joaquin Delta leads 3-0 over Sacramento City in the bottom of the third. So if Delta wins today, they would eliminate Sacramento City and advance to the 3C2A state championship next weekend. Same thing with West Valley. Still a lot of time in all 4 of these games. And thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. Very excited and grateful to be here with you guys today. It'll be 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third inning for the Dons. Thomas Williams, Jake Long, and then Jimmy Leanda.
Number 1, second baseman, Thomas Williams.
First pitch misses. Ryan Harrod still on the mound for the Comets. It's a 1-0 count. Sophomore from Ocean View awaits the second pitch. This one's fouled off to the left side towards the Dons dugout. They've been active back there, getting a lot of foul balls that direction. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 from the lefty. This one catches the bottom half of the zone, says home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. 1-2 the count. Williams awaits the 1-2. This one fouled off again to the left side. Williams hitting .361 on the season. As a team, the Dons are hitting .312. Very strong hitting team. Here's the 1-2 once again. This one swung on and missed. It's a strike 3. As Williams couldn't catch up to the off-speed stuff on the inner half. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Jake Long. So Ryan Harrod really labored through that first inning, threw 30 pitches to get all 3 outs, allowed a run to come across. At one point loaded the bases, but got a good double play ball. This one's hit high into right field. Don't think the right fielder sees it, but that's because it's going over the wall, and it's a solo home run for Jake Long on the first pitch of the AB. Sends it over right field, and now the Dons lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Number 4, center fielder Jimmy.
So Long and the Dons celebrate right outside their dugout. It's a solo home run off the bat of Jake Long. It's his 2nd on the season, the freshman from Lucerna. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Jimmy De Anda. One thing to make note of, it looks like the right fielders are having trouble finding the ball off the bat. In the solo home run we saw off of Elijah Cook's bat back in the top of the 1st, Brady Schrenk wasn't able to pick it up. This one's hit on the ground to short. Halverson sets his feet, makes the throw in time, and that's out number 2. But we saw Brady Schrenk not be able to find the ball, and granted it did go over the wall. But the same thing happened right here in right field on that solo home run by Jake Long. It was Colby Raphael who was looking at his teammates trying to find the ball in the air. So that's one thing to make note of as this game continues. Any balls that get hit out into right field might be not so routine for the right fielders today. The gun, the sun pointing in that direction towards right field and center. So they might be battling the sun as well as the wind. Not a cloud in sight today here in the city of San Marcos. It's a 1-1 count to the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. San Diego native entering today's game, hitting .354 on the season. Watches ball 2, miss high and away. Rocha went 1 for 4 yesterday in the loss with 2 RBIs and a run scored. This one a high chopper to Halverson over at short. He's going to have to make a strong throw in time, and he does. So good defense there by the shortstop to record the final 2 outs. Jake Long puts the Dons up over here in the bottom of the 3rd inning thanks to his solo home run. It's his 2nd on the season. The Dons now have a 2-1 lead here at Palomar College. It's a must-win game for Santa Ana College. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Life doesn't change overnight. It takes effort and dedication. It takes learning new skills and putting yourself and loved ones first. At Santa Ana College, you can complete a full-time accelerated online program in just 2 years. Choose a program that meets your needs and changes your educational dreams into a well-deserved reality. Building the life you want means taking a first step. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
Just about ready for the top of the 4th inning. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due up for the Comets. Ryan Rivera, Luke Matthews, and Carter Jorison will be the 3 up here in this half of the inning. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. A really good turnout here at Palomar College for this regional final game. Game number 2 of this best-of-3 series. The Comets won yesterday by a score of 11-7. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th and then 4 in the 8th to push them out in front over the Dons. They got those runs off of relievers Joey Iglesias and CJ Brown. So 2 of the better arms for the Dons got roughed up yesterday. First pitch to the DH, Ryan Rivera, is in there for a strike. Dons need a win here today to force game 3 tomorrow. Another beautiful breaking ball in on the inner half. And it's no balls, 2 strikes to the DH. In his first AB of the afternoon, he flew out to center field. This one swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. Connor Deach will have to make the throw to first. He does, and that's out number 1. So some nice stuff thrown there by Alan Huerta, the sophomore from Sonora High School. Few players on this Santa Ana College roster from Sonora High School, along with teammate Jack Meek and catcher Isaac Fernandez. So 2 pitchers and 1 hitter. This one hit into the 5-6 hole. That's going to be a 1-out single off the bat of Luke Matthews. He is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. He didn't run into an out in the top of the 2nd inning on a sacrifice bunt that was fielded by Mikey Rocha. Matthews was caught rounding second base too wide. Williams fired the ball over to second, and Christian Altamirano put the tag down on Matthews, so he was gunned out for a double play on the sacrifice bunt. This one catches the inner half, squirts away from Deach's glove, however doesn't go far, and Matthews stays at first. It's Carter Jorson at the plate. He grounded into that double play back in the top of the 2nd. Supposed to be a sacrifice. Move over to first, and back in with the slide is Matthews. Matthews does have 13 stolen bases on the season, 2nd most on the team. As a team, the Comets do like to run a lot. They have 78 stolen bases on the year. This one catches the inner half again. And when that breaking ball is working for Huerta, he's a very untouchable pitcher to hit. Saw it last weekend at Golden West. A lot of guys throw hard here for the Dons pitching staff, but Huerta's up there amongst one of the best. This one hit into center field. Jimmy Leanda racing over to his right, makes the catch for out number 2. So a soft line drive that just hung up long enough for Jimmy Leanda to make the grab. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Ian Halverson. He struck out looking to end the top of the 2nd. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Dons lead 2-1. Pickoff move over to first. Looked like they caught Matthews leaning. He's back in with the slide. Here's the first pitch to Halverson. No, we're going to have to wait one more time. Another throw over to first, and Matthews is back in safely. This game started with the solo home run by Elijah Cook in the top of the 1st. The Comets got out to a 1-0 lead. The Dons responded with 1 in the bottom of the 1st. This one misses downstairs. 1-0 the count to the shortstop. The Dons got their run off of an error by the 3rd baseman, Matthews, as his throw pulled the first baseman off the bag, and Jake Long came in to score. And then Jake Long hit the solo home run. Runner goes. This one's hit right into the right center gap, right where the 2nd baseman was playing. Brady Schrenk fires it in, and so now there's runners at the corners with 2 outs. So well-executed hit and run as Thomas Williams left second base. They hit it right to where he was vacating. And so now runners at the corners with 2 outs, and that'll be the top of the order. Again, Elijah Cook has seen the ball really well. Hit a home run in his first AB, and on the first pitch of his second AB, he hit it foul but out of the ballpark, down left field. So Huerta threw the next 4 pitches wide and walked the center fielder. So Cook, with runners at the corners, 2 outs, top of the 4th, big AB here for the Dons and Huerta, and this one misses downstairs, not by much. Next pitch will be number 61 for Huerta. This one does catch the outer half of the zone. 1-1 count. Cook on the season, hitting .348. Has started 42 games for the Comets. Started all but 3 games. 1-1. Ooh, try to get him with the front door breaking ball, and you could tell by the body language there by Huerta, not too happy with the call. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Jordan Shepard behind home plate. Paul Graham over at third base. And at first, Nick Spencer, umpires today. This one swung on and missed, so a nice off-speed pitch there by Huerta. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Runners on first and third. Dons lead 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. Huerta pitching from the first base side of the rubber. Throws over to first. Back in with the slide is Halverson. On deck is Colby Raphael for the Comets. Another throw over to first. Rocha applies the tag, but he's back in safely. Halverson at first. At third base is Luke Matthews. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Here's the 2-2 from Huerta. Runner does go, but it doesn't matter as it's a strikeout swinging. Foul tipped into the glove, and Deach hangs on for the 3rd and final out. So Huerta is able to work himself out of a jam and strand the 2 runners that were on. We move to the bottom of the 4th. Dons still lead 2-1. And thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
It's the bottom of the 4th here at Palomar College. Dons lead 2-1 here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Again, thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Ryan Herod, the lefty, still on the mound for Palomar College. Gave up a solo home run in the last half of the inning to Jake Long, who sent it over the right field wall. Let's go ahead and reset you the defense, too, as it'll be 5, 6, 7 due up in this half of the inning for the Dons.
Number 10, third baseman Matthew Dawson.
Behind home plate, it's Carter Jorison. At third base, Luke Matthews. At short, Ian Halverson. At second, Noah Lazuka. First pitch is hit high into the air, into left center. Cook is going to go back, shading himself from the sun, and makes the grab for out number 1. So first pitch swinging there is Dobson, but he's retired. And that'll bring up Keon Sanchez, the DH. To continue the defense, Noah Lazuka is at second. Makana Alasso is at first. In the outfield, it's Anthony Pacino, Elijah Cook, and Colby Raphael moving from left to right. First pitch to Keon Sanchez, misses down and in. 1-0 the count to the DH from Canyon Crest High School here in the San Diego County area. Got a lot of fans coming in here today at Palomar College. This one misses downstairs as well. 2-0 the count. Sanchez has come up big a few times for the Dons this postseason. Currently hitting .351 on the season. Before the postseason, however, he was only hitting .313, so he's seen the ball really well in the playoffs. Went 4 for 6 back on May 4th against El Camino College in that first round game, as the Dons went on to win that game 17-7. 3-0 the count. This one also misses, so it's a 4-pitch walk. Keon Sanchez reaches with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it's been a lot of different players taking turns, having big postseason games for the Dons this year, just as they did last year. Guys like Keon Sanchez, Connor Deach, Rocha, Jimmy Leanda, Thomas Williams, Jake Long, all coming up big in different moments. Christian Altamirano as well. Now we'll see the catcher, Connor Deach. And he watches a first pitch miss wide. 1-0 the count. That's 5 straight balls thrown by Ryan Harrod. And now the catcher, Jorgensen's going to go ahead and talk to his pitcher. And the lefty on the mound gave up 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. There's a runner aboard first. Connor Deach is a 6'3" catcher from Mission Viejo High School, a sophomore. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time last year just because they had 2 sophomore catchers on the roster in Mario Tostado and Sebastian McSherry. Yeah, he only appeared in 1 game last season. Didn't record an AB. That's Connor Deach, the sophomore from Mission Viejo. Struggled to hit during the season, however, the bat has come alive here in the postseason, so a very dangerous hitter. He's moved up from that 8 to 7 spot in the lineup last couple weekends. Yesterday he did go 0 for 5 at the plate in the 11 to 7 loss. Here's the 2-0. This one does find the zone. It's now a 2-1 count. Next pitch will be number 60 for Ryan Harrod. Keon Sanchez aboard at first base. Here's the pitch from Harrod. This one's fouled back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Connor. In an elimination game last weekend against Santa Barbara City, Connor Deach went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, a walk, and a run scored. That was back on Friday, May 10th. This one hit on the ground to the right side, right to Alasso. He throws it over to Halverson at short. However, no one was covering the bag in time at first base, so it'll be a fielder's choice as ruled at 3 to 6 for out number 1. Keon Sanchez is retired. Connor Deach reaches via the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Brady Schrenk. Schrenk is a very good athlete as well. He's a bounce back from the University of Hawaii. Played football and baseball over at Foothill High School. And was a really great pitcher here in the first half of the season for the Dons. However, an injury has kept him out of the rotation. This one's blooped into left field, and this one is caught in on the run by Anthony Pacino. So nice fielding there by the left fielder, and so that runner gets stranded at first base. So the Dons do get a runner on. However, he is stranded. They're still hanging on to that 2-1 lead. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this break. When you get to hoist the trophy, the next season comes with a big target on your back. There isn't a man in that dugout who isn't clear on the objective. A coach who knows what it takes, sophomores who are hungry for an encore, and freshmen who want to cement their name in history. So no matter the time or the place, regardless of the adversity we may face, we don't hang our heads, we hang banners. There's no room or time for panic, because come May, we know how to create that magic. The bumps and bruises along the way may have taken a toll, but come postseason, the only thing on our mind is it'll be the top of the 5th inning here at Palomar College. Dons lead 2-1. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Dons lead 2-1 here in a must-win game. In order to force game number 3 tomorrow, first pitch tomorrow would be at 12 p.m. But again, the Dons need a win here today after falling yesterday by a score of 11-7. Very uncharacteristically of the Dons, the bullpen wasn't as lights out as they have been for much of the season. Both some of the better arms out of the bullpen in Joey Iglesias and CJ Brown were roughed up for 6 runs in combined 2 innings. Joey Iglesias gave up 2 in the bottom of the 7th, while CJ Brown gave up 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Rocco Garola came in to get the last 2 outs of that 8th inning. However, it was a little bit too late. Dons hung on for the win. Here's the first pitch to the number 2 hitter, Colby Rafael, and it's a first pitch ball. Alan Huerta currently going to be at 67 pitches on this next pitch. The sophomore from Sonora High School. Breaking ball misses upstairs, up and in. 2-0 the count. Connor Deach behind the plate, Matthew Dobson over at third, Altamirano at short, Williams at second, and Rocha's over at first. Jake Long in left field, Jimmy Leonda in center, and Brady Schrank in right. Here's the 2-0. They show bunt, however, he pulls it back, and it's ruled a strike. 2-1 the count. The Dons jumped out to a 4-2 lead in the top of the 3rd yesterday. This one's hit into center, and that's going to fall for a leadoff single. So Colby Rafael starts things off in the top of the 5th with a single. Going back to yesterday, the Dons had a 4-2 lead in the top of the 3rd. However, the Comets responded with 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, taking a 5-4 lead. The Dons responded with 3 in the top of the 4th, giving them a 7-5 lead. And it was 7-5 pretty much to the bottom of the 7th, which the Comets got 2 and then 4 in the bottom of the 8th. That gave them their 11-7 victory. Pickoff throw over to first, but back in standing is Rafael. He's aboard on first base, and Noah Lazuka will be in the batter's box now. This one hit onto the ground over to short. Altamirano's going to have to wait on it. Throws it on a hop to Mikey Rocha at first, and this one's going to be an out. But advancing the runner over to second, so it works like a sacrifice as Rafael moves 90 feet and into scoring position with the cleanup hitter, Makana Olaso.
Number 37, first baseman, Makana Olaso.
Rafael does have good speed at second base, so expect the ball into the outfield. He'll be sent in on home to score from second. First pitch to Olaso, the first baseman, is in there for a strike. He has 2 walks on the afternoon. Been some tough ABs too, as he's worked the count full both times. Likes to go no batter's gloves, as this one's waved at and missed, an off-speed pitch. Always like seeing players who don't wear batting gloves. Very old school mentality. He has that thumb guard on his right hand. No batting gloves, no shin guard. Does look like he has an elbow guard. This one, ooh, fastball. Try to get him on the top half of the zone. Ruled the ball by home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. 1-2 the count. Runner on second, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Dons lead 2-1. This one hit onto the ground, but foul over on the left side. On deck is the left fielder, Anthony Bacino. Got a beautiful day here at Palomar College in the city of San Marcos. Temperatures at 72 degrees. Here's the 1-2. This one misses in the dirt, and it's going to go all the way to the backstop. So strolling over to third base now is Rafael on the wild pitch. Connor Deach unable to block that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the first baseman. Again, Olaso has been a tough out here in the game thus far. 2 walks on the afternoon. Huerta looking for that out pitch. A runner 90 feet from scoring position. This one does catch the bottom half of the zone. It's a delay strike call. Olasso's not too happy with it, but it's a strike 3 call ruled by Jordan Shepard. So a huge second out there, and now there's 2 outs. Runner will be at third base still, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Anthony Pacino. Pacino hitting .338 on the season. 0 for 1 on the afternoon. He also drew a walk back in the top of the first inning. First pitch misses high. 1-0 the count. Two outs. The left fielder, Pacino, looking to get that run, tying run, in to score, only 90 feet away. Next pitch will be number 80 for Alan Huerta. Colby Rafael, the runner, at third base. This one misses in the dirt, and Deach able to backhand it this time. Two and 1 the count to the left fielder. Started 38 games for the Comets this season. Wearing number 1 at the top of the roster. This one fouled back into the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the sophomore from San Marcos High School. On deck is the DH, Ryan Rivera. Huerta comes set. Here's the 2-2 from the sophomore. This skips past Deach. It gets all the way to the backstop, and coming in to score is Colby Rafael. So things are all tied up at 2 apiece. Connor Deach electing to go with the backhand there once again, and wasn't able to come up with it. So a wild pitch brings in that second run for the Comets, and things are all tied up at 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Anthony Pacino. Huerta still needing that out pitch here to get the left fielder. Here's the full count pitch. This one's hit into left field, and it's going to fall for a base hit. 1 hops to the center fielder, Jimmy De Anda. And so it's a 2-out single for the left fielder, Anthony Pacino.
Number 25 DH, Ryan Rivera.
And that'll bring up the DH, Ryan Rivera. 0 for 2 on the afternoon, struck out in his last AB, and then flew out to center in his first. This one hit on the ground right to Dobson, a big hopper over there, and he throws the short way to second in time. 5-4 for out number 3. But the Comets respond here in the top of the 5th and tie things up as a wild pitch plates Colby Rafael. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. When we come back, it'll be 9-1-2 here due up in the bottom of the 5th. Christian Altamirano, Thomas Williams, and Jake Long when we come back.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Bottom of the 5th inning here. Due up will be 9-1-2. Christian Altamirano will lead things off. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. Big shout out to Cammie Lewis for making this weekend possible. And shout out to the Palomar Athletic Department for allowing us to broadcast this road game. Dons are the reigning 3C 2A state champions and is looking to defend their title. But their last hurdle here in the Southern California region will be the Palomar Comets. They currently trail 1-0 in the series. Things are all tied up at 2 apiece. First pitch to Altamirano in the bottom of the 5th is in there for a strike. Ryan Harrod still on the mound, the lefty from Westview High School. This one hit into the air, and that's going to be a single to lead off the bottom of the 5th. So a single into left center. Nice job by Pacino to come up on it quickly. Christian Altamirano has been a postseason hero plenty of times for the Dons this year. Had a big weekend last weekend against Golden West in the Super Regional. In game number 5 last Saturday, Altamirano went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Throw over to first, but back in standing is Altamirano. The shortstop does have good speed, but the Dons aren't a very aggressive base running team. Thomas Williams up in the batter's box. Watches a first pitch strike in there. 0-1 the count to the second baseman. Altamirano has 9 stolen bases on the year, 9 of 11. This one, foul tipped right into the catcher, Jorison. But he's able to spring up relatively quickly, so glad he's okay. And the Comets are in their pink uniforms, pink pants. Jorison has that cool pink catcher's gear. Dons in their playoff reds with the gray bottoms. Altamirano at first, Thomas Williams at the plate, and it's a move over to first. Long look in for Ryan Harrod. He comes set. Here's the 0-2. This one hit into the air into shallow right. Racing over to his left is Colby Raphael, and he makes a leaping grab as he crashes into the right field fence over there in foul territory. Nice play by the right fielder Raphael, and that's out number 1. So 1 out. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Jake Long, who hit the solo home run. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a home run. Christian Altamirano still at first. We'll go ahead and reset the defense after that throw over to first. It's Carter Jorison behind home plate. Luke Matthews over at third. Ian Halverson at shortstop. Noah Lazuka at second. Looks like there's going to be time called by home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. And over at first base, holding the runner is Makana Olaso. We'll get you the outfield after this pitch. It's another throw over to first base. Anthony Pacino in left, Elijah Cook in center, and Colby Raphael in right field. He just made a fantastic play over there by the line, right before the ball would have gone into foul territory. Here's a first pitch to Long. This one runs inside, nearly clips him. And good work there by Jorison to prevent that from going to the backstop. 1-0 the count. Long hitting .316 on the season. Has started 40 games for the Dons thus far. This one misses the zone as well. 2-0. Very early on in the season, the Dons were working out between Jake Long and Riker Billingsley, but early on, Jake Long earned the starting left field spot over fellow freshman Riker Billingsley. This one, Long almost went, but he decided to check his swing, and a good idea there as that one was in the dirt. 3-0 the count. A lot of freshmen came up big last year for the Dons on their way to their 3C 2A state champions that are now sophomores, like Mikey Rocha and Jimmy Leanda. This one is in there for a strike. Also, Matthew Dobson was a part of that trio of freshmen last year that are now sophomores, making big impacts for the Dons this year. Expect guys like Jake Long, Keon Sanchez, as well as Christian Altamirano to make big plays for the Dons next year as sophomores. Throw over to first, and Christian Altamirano's back in standing. And Jake Long, the freshman from Lucerna. He awaits the 3-1. This one hit down the line on the right field, but it's foul. So it moves the count now to 3-2, and that would have been trouble there for the Comets. Altamirano has good speed. Again, kind of a shallow outfield here at Palomar College. 320 down the line both ways. 400 at dead center. We've already seen 2 home runs as the wind is blowing at our backs, so the batters will have an advantage. They hit a fly ball towards right field or right center. So Ryan Herod gets the signs from his catcher. Here's the 3-2 to Jake Long. Runner does go. This one's hit on the ground to first base, and so the only play with the runner in motion is for Olaso to tag the base himself. 3 unassisted for out number 2. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Jimmy Leanda. So again, he was one of those freshmen last year that was in the starting lineup every day, including the postseason. Was a starting left fielder. Came up big a few times for the Dons in the postseason. Had a big triple against Fullerton College in the regional finals. The Dons got to host the regional finals. This one hit into the air, into center field. Going back is Elijah Cook. Cook going back still, and this one's off the batter's eye. It's a 2-run home run for Jimmy Leanda. So Jimmy Leanda breaks the tie, and it's now a 4-2 lead for the Dons here in the bottom of the 5th. Scoring from second is Christian Altamirano. So 2 RBIs for the center fielder. His first home run on the postseason, 7 now on the season as he's back in the team lead with 7 home runs. And so now the Dons lead 4-2. Looking to keep the good times rolling here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Mikey Rocha. Misses. 1-0 the count. Rocha, a San Diego County native out of Eastlake High School. Now it looks like the pitching coach for Palomar College will go ahead and talk to his pitcher, Ryan Herod. Currently sitting at 75 pitches. Has given up 4 runs. Only 3 have been earned. That first run that he gave up was an unearned run. Jake Long was at third base, and there was a grounder over to the third baseman, Luke Matthews. And his throw pulled Olaso off the bag. Dobson was able to reach first base, and so Jake Long scored from third. That's how the Dons got their first run. Then it was a solo home run off the bat of Jake Long in the bottom of the 3rd. And then here in the bottom of the 5th with Christian Altamirano at second base, Jimmy Leanda set one into deep center field that clanked off the batter's eye. A 2-run home run for the sophomore. Now the Dons lead 4-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, they must win game 2 here in order to force a game number 3 tomorrow. Here's the 1-0. This one misses in the dirt. An easy take there for Rocha. Rocha had a grand slam last Thursday. It was a crazy weekend for the Dons as they dropped that first game to Santa Barbara City by a score of 18-1. So they were forced to play 2 games. This one's ripped into center. Cook's going to race forward. Makes the layout grab in center field for out number 3. So good defense there by the center fielder for out number 3. But just to continue the thought, the Dons lost the first game of last weekend to Santa Barbara City by a score of 18-1. But thanks to Mikey Rocha, They went up early, 4-0 off a grand slam in the top of the first against Golden West, and they avoided elimination, winning that game by a score of 14-3. They currently lead 4-2 now. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be right back with the top of the six after this.
Starting your college journey is a big step. It requires discipline and dedication while you balance your work, life, and education. At Santa Ana College, you can choose a pathway that fits into your schedule and leads you toward your personal and educational goals. Earn an associate degree, university transfer, career training, or even a bachelor's degree in occupational studies. With classes available both in person and online. Gain the professionalism and confidence you need to further yourself and your career, and become a bigger part of your community. Wraparound services are available to fit your needs and provide all the necessary tools to achieve academic, personal, and career success. Start your journey at Santa Ana College. Where it leads is up to you.
It'll be 7-8-9 due up here in the top of the sixth for the Comets. Leading things off will be the third baseman, Luke Matthews. He's 2 for 2 on the afternoon with 2 singles.
Number 12, third baseman Luke Matthews.
On deck is the catcher, Carter Jorison, and the third batter of the inning will be Ian Halverson, barring any substitutions. Alan Huerta still on the mound for the Dons. Connor Deach still behind the plate as the first pitch misses. 1-0 the count to Matthews. He's been a tough out today. He did get caught on base, ran into an out back in the top of the second inning. Fouls this one back into the netting. 1-1 the count. And it's a really nice day for baseball. The wind blowing out towards right center from the third base side. We've seen 3 home runs here already today. This one, ooh, didn't miss by a whole lot, but it's ruled ball 2. Home plate umpire today is Jordan Shepard. At third base, Paul Graham. And at first, Nick Spencer. This one, oh. Another tough call there for Huerta, and it's now a 3-1 count to the third baseman. This one hit into the air, into right center. Both outfielders are going to give chase. Jimmy Leanda, ranging to his left, makes the catch right before the track. So a good route there by the center fielder. And he robbed the third baseman of extra bases there. We saw a really good play by the center fielder of the Comets, Elijah Cook, to end the bottom of the 5th. And now to start the top of the 6th, we've seen a really good play there by Jimmy Leanda. Both center fielders making plays for their defenses. Now it'll be the catcher, Carter Jorison. This one misses outside. 1-0 the count. Jorison 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Grounded into a double play back in the second and then flew out to center in the 4th inning. This one catches the zone. 1-1 the count. Jorison didn't get the start yesterday for the Comets. They elected to go Makana Alaso behind the plate yesterday. This one's a high chopper to Williams at second. Williams has to jump up, make a quick throw over to first. Rocha keeps the foot on the bag, and that's out number 2. Good defense here we're seeing by the sophomores. First, it was Jimmy Leanda in center. Williams over at second, having to leap and make that grab on the high chopper. And the throw pulled Mikey Rocha just a tad, but he was able to keep that foot on the bag as he ranged over to his right. 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up the 9-hitter, Ian Alverson. Ian is 1 for 2 on the afternoon as he watches the first pitch in there for a strike. He had a single back in the 4th inning and struck out looking to end the 2nd. Has an interesting batter's stance, if you could see it from your camera feed. There's a breaking ball, and it's a beautiful front door one. It's in there for a strike. But Ian likes to hold the bat high above his head. And it looks like kind of similar, if you can remember Craig Counsell. That front arm kind of blocking almost the view of Halverson. But he's able to make it work. Had a single back in the 4th inning, and he fouled this one out of play to the right side. Count remains at 0-2. On deck is Elijah Cook, the center fielder. This one misses in the dirt, so good take there by Halverson. Next pitch will be number 95 for Alan Huerta. Something to keep an eye on, as the Dons will have to go to their bullpen in the next 2 innings. 4-2 is the score, 2 outs with a 1-2 count. Ian Halverson facing Alan Huerta. This one misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 6th inning here at Palomar College in the city of San Marcos. See the hills of San Marcos in the backdrop. Nice backdrop here for the community college. Here's the 2-2. This one misses downstairs. 3-2 now the count. Again, you want to avoid having Elijah Cook at the plate. He's seen the ball really well today. Here's the full count pitch from Huerta. This one's hit on the ground to Dobson. Dobson ranges to his left, makes the throw over to first in time, and Rocha is able to keep his foot on the bag once again. So a lot of sophomores making great defensive plays for the Dons that half of the inning. As the Comets go down 1-2-3. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Let's see if there's some scores around the 3C2A. Again, 4 teams remain in the Southern California region. 8 teams remain total in the 3C2A playoffs. Next weekend, 4 teams will meet at Mount SAC College, Mount San Antonio, over in the city of Walnut, for a chance at the 3C2A state title. We do have some score updates, as Cerritos has battled back and now has a 3-1 lead over Saddleback. That game is in the bottom of the 6th. Also in the bottom of the 6th, San Joaquin Delta has a 6-1 lead over Sacramento City. They could clinch their spot in the state tournament next weekend with the win today. Same thing with West Valley, as they lead now 6-3 over Chabot. That game is in the top of the 6th inning. So almost all the games today right here going on in the 6th inning, currently moving at the same pace. It'll be Ryan Herod still on the mound for the Comets. He hasn't had a bad outing. Has given up 4 runs, 3 hits, 3 of them earned runs. He has given up 6 hits to the Dons. That one error was a costly one back in the bottom of the 1st. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. It'll be 5, 6, 7 due up for the Dons in this half of the inning. Leading things off will be the sophomore third baseman, Matthew Dobson. Herod currently at 78 pitches after this next one. Misses downstairs. It's a ball 1. Dobson, Keon Sanchez, and then Connor Deach, the 3 to come up here in this half of the inning. Don's hanging on to that 4-2 lead. This one hit on the ground to the third base side. Again, over near that Don's dugout. They've had to stay awake over there, as they've gotten a lot of foul balls from both teams over in that third base dugout. Again, a beautiful day at the ballpark. This one nubbed out to the right side of the infield. Olaso stays with it, tosses it high to Herod. Herod can't get his foot on the bag, and so Dobson reaches safely. I believe that you're going to rule that an error, because the throw or the toss by Olaso was a bit wide. So E3, and Dobson reaches for the 2nd time today, both off of errors. That'll bring up the freshman Keon Sanchez doing the DH duties today. He struck out and then drew a walk in his last AB.
Number 13 DH, Kean Sanchez.
This one bounces away from Jorison, and now going to second on the wild pitch is Dobson. So runner in scoring position now to start things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Don's looking to tack on some insurance runs. Again, a must-win game here for the Dons here. They lost yesterday by a score of 11-7. If they win today, that would force a game number 3 tomorrow. First pitch would be scheduled at 12 noon. And you can tune in here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. 1-1 the count to Sanchez, the DH. Sanchez had a grand slam yesterday. His only hit in the game, but it was a loud one. This one roped into center field. Now Dobson's going to be waved around third. He's going to actually be held up as it's a strong throw by Elijah Cook. And so it's a single for Keon Sanchez. And there's runners at the corners now. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 18 catcher, Connor Deach.
So a big moment for the catcher, Connor. Likes to be called by his first name when he's seeing the ball well at the plate. Again, this started at the very, very end of the regular season. Went 3 for 3 in that final regular season game against Fullerton College. In that first game against El Camino, we thought he hit a solo home run, but it was a left fielder who made a catch right up against the left field wall, crashing into the fence over at Don Sneddon Field. This one's hit sharply into right center. Going back is Rafael, and he makes the grab near the track. Tagging up from third is Matthew Dobson, and retreating back to first is Sanchez. So it's a productive out, a loud out for out number 1, but a sac fly, RBI for Connor Deach. So that'll bring up Brady Schrank. No, it's actually going to be Carson Case now hitting for the starting right fielder. Dons did this last week too. This one, breaking ball. A front door one to the lefty. It's in there for a strike. Carson Case is a sophomore from Foothill High School, so he was teammates with Brady Schrank, a grade apart. Schrank, the freshman, Carson Case, the sophomore. This one also hit sharply right to right fielder Rafael, and he has no problem making the catch. That's out number 2. So Case lines out to the right fielder for out number 2, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Christian Altamirano. He had a single and then came around to score on the 2-run home run by Jimmy Leanda. Keon Sanchez still stuck over there at first base. And Altamirano plays with a ladder swagger. The freshman from Brea Linda High School watches the first pitch miss in the dirt. 1-0 the count. This one misses high and wide. It's a 2-0 count to the shortstop. Next pitch will be number 89 for Ryan Herod. This one catches the inner half. It's the first strike of the AB. Yesterday out of the bullpen, the Comets used Holden Carpenter and Noah Waldeck. Noah Waldeck is their best arm out of the bullpen. Leads the team with 3 saves on the season. It has a dominant 1.13 ERA. However, you could still expect guys like Nathaniel Helton or Lucas Smith available out of the bullpen today. Keep things relatively close here as they try and punch their ticket to the 2A state championship next weekend. But again, they would have to climb from behind. Currently trailing 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 3-1. This one's fouled out of play behind home plate. And it moves the count full. can also see Evan Longer or Brandon Bowler out of the bullpen for the Comets. They have a lot of good arms out of the bullpen, just like the Santa Ana Dons do. Move over to first to check on Kian Sanchez, but he's back in standing. One run already home here in the home half of the sixth. 2 outs, runner on first. Kian Sanchez should be moving on the pitch. Here's the 3-2 to Altamirano. This one's a high chopper up the middle, and it's going to squeak past the shortstop and into center field. Cook fumbles it momentarily, but Sanchez is going to stay put. Not the fleetest of foot runner over there at second. So now there's runners on first and second. It's a 2-out single again for Christian Altamirano. That's the top of the order. Nice AB there by Christian Altamirano. He's been a fun player to watch all season long. If you go back to 2022, the Dons were eliminated by the Palomar College in the Super Regional round, the second round of the postseason. These are 2 of the top teams in the state the past few years. Very well-ran programs with a lot of history as well. Dons won their 4th 3C2A state championship in program history, their first since 1996 last season. The 3 that they got in the 90s were under head coach Don Sneddon. The legendary head coach spent 38 seasons with Santa Ana College, took over in 1981, and finally retired in 2014. The field was named after Don Sneddon in the 2011 season. Unfortunately, Don Sneddon did pass away this year, back in April, and they had a celebration of life a few Sundays ago at the conclusion of the regular season. I believe that was April 30th or either April 29th. But they had a nice celebration of life for Don Sneddon. At Don Sneddon Field, a lot of people turned out and paid their respects to the late great coach. Mound visit is over, broken up by home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. 2 outs still in the inning. Ryan Harrod's going to stay in the game. Runners at first and second. Sanchez at second. Altamirano at first. And Thomas Williams now will likes to get his first hit of the afternoon. He's 0 for 2 with the walk. This one misses downstairs. 1-0 the count. Harrod's now in the 90s. Next pitch will be number 95. This one misses downstairs in the dirt. Good block there by Jorison to keep the runners where they're at. 2-0 the count. On deck is the left fielder Jake Long. He's seen the ball really well today. 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. Williams, the sophomore switch hitter from Ocean View High School. This one chopped to the ground over at third base. Luke Matthews just going to go the short way and tag third base for the final out. So 5 unassisted for the third and final out. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. When you get to hoist the trophy, the next season comes with a big target on your back. There isn't a man in that dugout who isn't clear on the objective. A coach who knows what it takes, sophomores who are hungry for an encore, and freshmen who want to cement their name in history. So no matter the time or the place, regardless of the adversity we may face, we don't hang our heads, we hang banners. There's no room or time for panic, because come May, we know how to create that magic. The bumps and bruises along the way may have taken a toll, but come postseason, the only thing on our mind is It's the top of the 7th here at Palomar College. Your Dons currently lead 5-2. Due up in this half of the inning will be the top of the order. Elijah Cook, Colby Raphael, and then Noah Lazuka. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. A beautiful day here at the ballpark. Temperature is sitting at 71 degrees here in the city of San Marcos in San Diego County. About an hour and 20-minute drive from the city of Santa Ana. But glad we were able to make the trip out here as the first pitch ball to Cook, the center fielder. Cook has seen the ball really well today. This one ripped right to the shortstop, Altamirano. He makes the throw over to first in time for out number 1. So next pitch will be number 100 for Alan Huerta. We'll see how long of a leash they give him. If he can get the next 3 outs, or excuse me, the next 2 outs, and work 7 clean innings, that would be ideal for head coach Tom Nils and pitching coach George Caralejo. First pitch to the right fielder, Colby Raphael, is in there for a strike. Alan Huerta still humming it late here in the 7th inning. That was pitch number 100. This one, a high chopper, but it's going to go foul as Dobson tried to backhand it, but it's ruled foul by third base umpire Paul Graham. 0-2 the count. Making the long walk back to home plate is Colby Raphael. Noah Lazuka, the second baseman, on deck. Raphael came around to score back in the top of the 5th inning. He had a single and then was moved over to second on a high chopper by Lazuka. He advanced to third on a wild pitch and then also scored on a wild pitch. So no one picked up the RBI as he came across the plate. Pitch number 102 is ruled a ball. 1-2 the count. Raphael 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He dropped a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd inning. This one misses upstairs. 2-2 the count. And a good turnout here at Palomar College by both teams. A lot of fans in attendance at the ballpark. Here's the 2-2. It's a check swing, but it doesn't matter. They're going to peel down to first, and it's ruled strike 3. So Huerta still able to keep these hitters off balance late in the game. That's out number 2. It's his first strikeout since the 5th inning. That's his 5th strikeout of the outing. This one misses away. First pitch breaking ball to Lazuka. 1-0 the count to the second baseman, who's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Popped out to short and then grounded out to short twice. This one fouled off to the right side into the bullpen over there for Palomar. Off the roof of the dugout, actually. 1-1 the count. And if Alan Huerta works a clean 1-2-3 inning in the 7th, hard to keep him from coming out in the top of the 8th as well, even despite the high pitch count. This one hit into the air into right field. Coming in is Carson Case. As that ball sort of died on him a little bit, he had to come in a few steps. But he makes a catch for out number 3. Comments go down in order. Dons still lead 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 2-3-4 due up in the next half of the inning when we come back after this commercial break.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Pitching for the Camels, number 16, Nathaniel Help.
So new pitcher to tell you about for the Palomar Comets. Wearing number 16, it's a right-hander, standing at 6 foot, a sophomore from Heritage High School. It's Nathaniel Helton. So he'll be tasked with keeping the score as is, probably for these at least 1 inning, maybe even 2 innings of work. First batter he will face is Jake Long. Jimmy Leon the next, and then Mikey Rocha, barring any substitutions for the Dons. Again, Dons lead 5-2 here at Palomar College. A must-win game number 2 for the Dons in order to force game number 3 tomorrow. The Dons used Jackson and Deal yesterday, so assuming Alan Huerta, well, he started today's game, so we can only assume that Jack Meek would be the starter for game number 3, unless they decide to go Haas Fragoso and bring Jack Meek out of the bullpen. A lot of different options they can go. Both Tom Nils and I'm sure George Coralejo are thinking about it, but they need to win today's game first in order to force game number 3. And so the first batter that Helton will face is Jake Long. 2-3-4 due in this half of the inning. Helton from the windup. He gets Long to offer at the first pitch, but he comes up empty on his swing. 0-1 the count to the left fielder. Helton has made 14 appearances out of the bullpen. He's also made 4 starts for the Comets this year. Finished with an ERA of 2.43. This one fouled off, out of play to the left side. 0-2 now the count. In 33 innings, he's given up 35 hits, 9 earned runs, 5 walks, and 21 strikeouts. Hitters are hitting 200 against the right-hander. From the windup. This one waved at and missed. It's the first strikeout of the outing for Helton. And head coach Ben Adams has to be really pleased to see that out of his reliever, out of the bullpen. Always important for the reliever to come in and throw strikes and attack the hitters out of the bullpen to start their outing. Typically when you see relievers come into a game and they struggle to throw strikes, it's usually telling of how that outing is going to go. First pitch misses to Jimmy Leanda. He hit the 2-run home run back in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 for 2 on the day. Also drew a walk back in the first. First 2 pitches misses of the AB, and so he's up 2-0. Jimmy Leanda only hit 1 home run last season as a freshman, however. Spent a lot of time in the weight room this year and has increased a lot of muscle. Definitely has some power in his bat despite the small stature. Leads the team with 7 home runs on the season as this one skips in the dirt. Again, a very different approach here, facing a much dangerous hitter. We saw Helton attack Jake Long with 3 straight strikes. However, to Jimmy Leanda here, 3 straight balls. Three O's in there for a strike, so Helton will have to battle backwards. Again, this is a tough part of the lineup for the Dons. They have their 3 sophomores back to back to back. Leanda, Rocha, and then Dobson. This one tapped off of home plate, so it's going to be ruled a foul ball. Lucky for Leanda because he made weak contact, and it would have been an easy play for Helton off the mound. So a full count to the center fielder. Carter Jorison still behind home plate. Luke Matthews at third. Ian Halverson at short. Noah Lazuka at second, and Makana Olaso at first base. Here's the 3-2 from Helton. This one misses well wide as it skips in the dirt. Jorison backhands it, and it's a walk. by Jimmy Leanda.
First baseman number 7, Mikey Rocha.
So that'll bring up the first baseman, Mikey Rocha. He's still looking for his first hit on the afternoon. 0 for 3. He grounded out into a double play, a big double play too, as he came up with the bases loaded in the top of the first. He hit it to third base. He threw it over to home, and then the catcher threw it over to first in time for 2 huge outs. The Dons did get 1 run in that inning still, as this one does catch the outer half of the zone. 0-1 the count to the first baseman. Rocha went 1 for 4 in the game yesterday with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Leanda has good speed over there. Leads the team with 11 stolen bases on the season. Move over there to first. Back in with the slide is Leanda. Halton comes set, the righty pitching from the first base side of the rubber. This one hit softly into left field. Coming in is the left fielder Pacino, and he makes the grab for out number 2. So good swing there by Rocha, however. Weak contact was made. It's an easy fly out for the left fielder, and now there's 2 outs with the runner on first. And I'll bring up the third baseman, Matthew Dobson. He's 0 for 3 on the afternoon, but has reached twice via the error. Came around to score once and has an RBI as well. Move over to first, but down is back in safely. Down to 11 of 15 in stolen base attempts this season. As a team, the Dons only have 50 stolen bases in comparison to the Comets' 78 this year. Move over to first again. But back in standing is Leanda. Again, thanks for tuning in to Dons Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Very nice day for baseball here in the city of San Marcos. This one plunks Dobson in the front shoulder, so he will be awarded with first base. And now there's runners on first and second. That'll bring up the DH, Keon Sanchez.
DH number 13, Kean Sanchez.
Sanchez ripped a ball into left center in his last AB. He was stranded at second to end the inning. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He also worked a walk. This one, a first pitch breaking ball. It's a nice one there by Helton, as it's a strike to start the AB. This one hit on the ground foul to the left side, just past the third base coach, as he made an attempt on the ground ball. 0-2 now the count. This one misses downstairs and moves the count now to 1-2. Good take there by Sanchez. Jimmy Leanda at second. Dobson over there at first. This one just fouled back, out of play over the netting. And we'll do it again, 1-2. Sanchez is a freshman from Canyon Crest High School. Elected to come here to Santa Ana College. But he's a San Diego native. Here's the 1-2 from Helton. This one's hit on the ground over to short. Halverson's going to toss it the short way over to Lazuka, who was covering. And so the inning finally comes to an end. The Dons aren't able to get any assurance runs as we head to the top of the 8th. Again, thanks for tuning in to the Dons baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. When you get to hoist the trophy, the next season comes with a big target on your back. There isn't a man in that dugout who isn't clear on the objective. A coach who knows what it takes, sophomores who are hungry for an encore, and freshmen who want to cement their name in history. So no matter the time or the place, regardless of the adversity we may face, we don't hang our heads, we hang banners. There's no room or time for panic, because come May, we know how to create that magic. The bumps and bruises along the way may have taken a toll, but come postseason, the only thing on our mind is just about ready for the top of the 8th inning here at Palomar College. Alan Huerta still getting his warm-up pitches in for the Dons. As you see the final throwdown from Connor Deach. Pretty cool atmosphere here at Palomar College. I've been to only a few ballparks, so I can't say I've been to all of them, especially in the OEC. I've only been to a handful, but here at Palomar College, they had they have an MC playing the music for the 7th inning stretch. They did a 50-50 raffle. Obviously, it's playoffs, so I'm sure this is not what they always average in a regular home game during the regular season. But it's a nice atmosphere here at Palomar College. First pitch is in there for a strike. Alan Huerta still on the mound. He'll be facing 4-5-6 in this half of the inning. That was pitch number 109, excuse me. And that's 110 by Huerta. So we'll see how long of a leash they give him. He hasn't really run into too much trouble, especially the last couple innings. He's worked 1, 2, 3 innings. He's actually retired 7 batters in a row straight. This one, a check swing, and Alasso holds off, so it's a 2-1 count. Alasso struck out looking back in the 5th inning in his last AB, but also drew 2 walks in the afternoon. He's been a tough AB. This one fouled back to the first base dugout. 2-2 the count. Alasso started as the catcher yesterday, went 1 for 4, scored 2 runs, also worked a walk. Starting at first base was Patrick McClellan. Here's the 2-2 from Huerta. This one misses inside, a 3-2 count. Connor Deach still behind the plate. Dobson at third, Altamirano at short, Williams at second, and Rocha at first. Jake Long in left field, Jimmy Leanda in center, and Carson Case, the right fielder now. 3-2 pitch. This one misses very high, so it's an easy take for Alasso, and he's aboard first base. Again, the Comets are down to their final 6 outs, but they do have a runner aboard first. Ends a streak of 7 straight batters that Huerta has faced and retired in order. It's the first walk that he's allowed since the 3rd inning. This one catches the upper outer quadrant. And it's an 0-1 count to the left fielder Anthony Bacino. He's also been a tough out today, the number 5 hitter. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. But he also drew a walk back in the 1st inning. Alasso has a small lead, not a really big threat to run. 1-1 the count. He does have 2 stolen bases on the season, so you can never say never. Huerta comes set. Here's the 1-1. This one's hit not very sharply, but into the air in left center field. Coming in is Jimmy Leanda from the center field position. It makes the catch for out number 1. So going back to first is Alasso. And that'll bring up the DH, Ryan Rivera. He's 0 for 3 on the afternoon, looking for his first hit. He grounded out to third base in his last AB, struck out, and also flew out to center back in the first inning. Huerta comes set. Here's the first pitch of the AB. It's that breaking ball there on the front door. It's a well-placed pitch there by the sophomore, and he's up in the count, 0-1. Rocha holding the runner at first. Middle infield in at double play depth. This one a check swing there. Good idea, but it just misses the zone. A nice layoff there by Rivera. Rivera started 39 games for the Comets this season. Entering today, he's hitting .318 on the year. Hitting from the right side, only uses one batter's glove. This one hit high up into the air. First baseman's going to have a look, but it tails over the zone and out of play. Clinks off the top of the dugout, and it moves the count to 1-2. Next pitch will be 118 for Alan Huerta. So he's well over the century mark. One ball, two strikes to the DH. Runner on first and one out here in the top of the 8th inning. Comets down to their final 5 outs. This one misses the zone. 2-2 now the count. You can hear more chirping and cheering from the first base dugout as the Comets try and ignite a rally here. They know their chances are slim for the rest of the game. This one, it's a strike 3 called on the outer half, says home plate umpire Jordan Shepard. That's strikeout number 6 for Alan Huerta. And out number 2 in the inning. So 2 outs, and that'll bring the third baseman, Luke Matthews. Olaso still over there at first base. He reached via the walk. He has 3 walks on the afternoon. This one misses downstairs. 1-0 the count to the third baseman. He's 2 for 3 on the afternoon with 2 singles. Hasn't come around to score yet. This one chopped foul at home plate. 1-1 the count to the third baseman. Matthews has started all 46 games for the Comets this year. Third on the team with 63 hits. Also has a home run and 25 RBIs. Hitting .335 on the season. This one, misses downstairs, not by much, and it's a 2-1 count. Huerta comes set. Here's the 2-1. This one does catch the bottom half. Matthews shakes his head in disappointment after that call. It's been a consistent zone, though, by Shepard. Players can gripe all they want, but I think in the postseason he has been probably one of the better umpires. Or more consistent. I don't want to say better, but more consistent. Here's a breaking ball. Just breaks outside the zone. The third base dugout wanted that strike 3 call. You can hear the cheers from Santa Ana College after that pitch was thrown. But now it's a full count. Olaso will get a head start over at first base. Runners in motion. Here's the 3-2. This one plunks Matthews, and Matthews tosses the bat rather, I don't want to say upset, but you can tell he was frustrated by the way he tossed that bat to the dugout. So now it looks like we might have a pinch hitter. So Troy Connor will come into the game and hit for Carter Jorson. And now it looks like there's going to be a mound visit. Alan Huerta currently at 124 pitches in the outing. He's gone 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Looks like the new batter, Troy Connor, is a lefty. He's a freshman from Temescal Canyon High School, which is over in Canyon Lake area, in that Riverside County area, but deep off the 15 freeway. So he'll be the pinch hitter. So Connor has only recorded 14 ABs this season. Hitting from the left side, wearing number 19. First pitch misses wide. It's an easy take there for the pinch hitter. Big moment here for the Comets. Troy Connor does represent the tying run as they trail 5-2 here in the top of the 8th. Has 3 hits in his 14 at-bats. Good for an average of 232, excuse me. This one misses outside. 2-1 the count. Troy Connor does have 7 RBIs, 2 doubles, and 5 runs scored. Move over there to short. We're at second base with Christian Altamirano, the man holding him. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Olasso's over there at second. Luke Matthews over there at first. This one hit softly into the foul territory over on the left side. Jake Long going to give a look, but can't get there. Again, it's a relatively small ballpark. That one was hit all the way a few feet from the fence over there. It's, again, 320 down the line. We've already seen 3 home runs in the game this afternoon. Alan Huerta comes set. This one waved at and missed, and Huerta still bringing the heat here in the top of the 8th inning and records the final out here via the strikeout as they strand 2 Comet runners on base. 128 pitches in the outing by Alan Huerta, and the Comets are down to their final 3 outs. Again, thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Noah Alvarez. And big thanks to Cammie Lewis for getting the broadcast up and running. And big thanks to the Palomar Athletic Department for allowing us to broadcast today's game as the road team here. Let's see if we have some score updates from around the 3C2A. Remember, there's only 4 teams remaining here in the Southern California region. 8 teams remain in the 3C2A playoffs in general. 4 from the north, 4 from the south. Only 4 teams will advance from both to go to the 3C2A state championship next weekend. Again, waiting on the page to upload. Cerritos currently has a 4-3 lead over Saddleback. That game is in the top of the 9th. Saddleback is the home team in the second game of the series, so they'll have the last ups in the bottom of the 9th. San Joaquin Delta still has that 6-3 lead over Sacramento City, and if they win, they would punch their ticket to the 3C2A state championship next weekend. Same thing with West Valley, as they currently lead 8-4. And wow, and of course here, Santa Ana has that 5-2 lead over Palomar. So still the same guy on the mound, Nathaniel Helton.
And moving to catch, number 37, Macano Olasso.
So it looks like Macano Olasso is going to move over to catcher. And the new player to tell you about, Patrick McClellan, will move over to first base, wearing number 4. So in this half of the inning, it'll be the last half of the inning for the Dons. Here in the bottom of the 8th, if they hang on to their 5-2 lead going into the bottom of the 9th. It'll be 7, 8, 9, Connor Deach, Carson Case, and then Christian Altamirano due up in this half of the inning. Again, Nathaniel Helton, still on the mound. The righty pitches from the windup on the first base side of the rubber. First pitch to Connor Deach was a good one, an off-speed one that had the catcher off balance, and it's an 0-1 count. Helton ran into some trouble after walking a batter, and then threw a hit by pitch, as this was a check swing, but it's a strike regardless. 0-2 the count, but with runners on first and second, he was able to get Keon Sanchez to hit a ground out to end the inning. Connor Deach hit a sac fly to right field, recorded an RBI. This one's drilled into right center. Coming in as the right fielder, Raphael, and he's going to be able to make the grab. Just hung up in the air long enough for the right fielder to get to it in time, and that's out number 1. It's good contact there by Deach, but he's retired for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Again, Dons lead 5-2. It'll be interesting to see who comes out to close things out in the top of the 9th inning for the Dons with this 3-run lead. I'm sure they're hoping to get a few insurance runs here. This one fouled off to the left side, out of play. 0-1 to Carson Case. He's 0 for 1 on the afternoon. He hit a line drive to right field back in his last AB. 0 for 1 as he came in for a substitution for Brady Schrank. This one hit into right center well. It's going to keep on going back. Cook watches it hop the wall, and he has to play it off of a hop. And it's a 1-out double for Carson Case. So good contact there by back-to-back hitters. Case is able to find a gap and has a 1-out double. The Dons did this last week as well, last Saturday in a must-win game over Golden West, the 5th game of that Super Regional. They started Brady Schrank. He had a double back in the top of the 2nd inning that played an RBI and also came around to score. But after 2 at-bats, they decided to substitute Carson Case for Brady Schrank. And very similarly today, they did the same thing. Carson Case now has the double. He's aboard at second. First pitch to Christian Altamirano is hit high up into the air, but not very far, going back as he's shortstop. He's ranging back. The left fielder wasn't going to call him off, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So good play there by Ian Halverson, working backwards and shielding himself from the sun. And again, the sun beaming towards center and right field as it starts to set. Still plenty of daylight here. 3:22 is the time here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, May 18th. Again, thanks for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. Now with 2 outs, it'll bring the top of the order. Hitting from the left side for the first time today is Thomas Williams. The sophomore switch hitter watches the first pitch in there for a strike. A huge insurance run, 180 feet away over at second base. Thomas Williams, one of the best hitters here at Santa Ana College in the lineup. This one's in the dirt. Nice block there by Olaso. Again, he's catching. He started the game at first base. It was Carter Jorison who got the start behind the plate. But he decided to pinch hit Jorison back in the top of the 8th. Move some things around. Patrick McClellan over at first base now. Still the same infield. Luke Matthews at third. Halverson at short. Lazaku at second. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. Runner on second. Thomas Williams at bat for the Dons. He has 33 RBIs on the season. Second on the team with 61 hits. Here's the 2-1. This one hit high up into the air in foul territory, potentially in play for Matthews. Matthews camps under it, and that's out number 3. So the Dons aren't able to get any more insurance runs. They'll be the top of the 9th. Dons are hanging on to that 5-2 lead, and guess who's still out there on the mound? It's Alan Huerta. So we'll see the starter try and get the complete game and the victory for the Dons when we come back after this commercial break.
With 138 conference championships, 25 state championships, and 6 national championships, Santa Ana College has one of the premier athletic programs in California. With your help, we will continue to provide opportunities to student athletes as they thrive in both athletics and academics. We are Santa Ana College.
Top of the 9th inning here, and the Dons are 3 outs away from forcing a Game 3 tomorrow. That'll take place tomorrow here at Palomar College. Again, it's the regional finals here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Alan Huerta still on the mound, going for the complete game. First pitch to Ian Halverson in there for a strike. He showed bunt, then pulled it back, but it's ruled a strike regardless. Again, that's pitch 129 for Alan Huerta. So well over the century mark, but the sophomore from Sonora still throwing strikes, still being effective. Has had 2 big postseason starts this year for the Dons. Again, one of the many heroes for the Dons this postseason. It's a well-rounded team. A lot of players have stepped up in different ways in each of their wins. This one hit sharply into right center. The Onda's going to go back. So is Carson Case. And that's a solo home run to start the 9th inning. So not what you wanted to see there if you're Tom Nils and George Carlejo. Remember, the Dons are the home team, but now their lead is trimmed to 5-3. It's the first run scored for the Comets since the 5th inning. And now George Carlejo, the pitching coach, is going to make that stroll to the mound, and that could be potentially the end for Alan Huerta. Man, what an outing it was. A very heroic outing. The second start of the season for Huerta. He came into the postseason primarily as a guy out of the bullpen. He did make 2 starts back in 2022, but all year he came out of the bullpen. He had 14 relief appearances. But coming into last week in a Game 5, a must-win, win or go home against Golden West College, Alan Huerta had one of his best outings and one of the best starts by a Dons pitcher all season, as he gets a nice ovation by the Santa Ana crowd here at Palomar College. But last weekend, Alan Huerta went 7 1/3 innings. He only gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, and struck out 10 batters. Somehow he managed to top himself this time, as here at the top of the 9th, he exits the game, but he worked 8 full innings. He struck out 6 batters, did give up 3 walks, and he only gave up 3 earned runs. 3 runs off of 7 hits, 6 strikeouts. But the Dons are still 3 outs away, and they're going to bring in their closer. No one better in the 3C2A is Joey Iglesias, the sophomore from Madison High School, over in the area of San Diego as well. So a lot of San Diego natives here on this Santa Ana College roster electing to come here, play for Santa Ana College. As I'm sure Iglesias has a large support group, along with Mikey Rocha, Keon Sanchez, Rocco Garola, all guys from the San Diego area. Iglesias did pitch an inning yesterday, got roughed up a little bit, gave up 2 runs in the outing. And the Dons pulled him after just an inning. Wasn't sure if that was due to an injury or maybe just due to longevity, and they knew he wasn't maybe as effective in that outing, so they wanted to save him for a potential scenario today where he had to go. Nonetheless, the sophomore is making his 22nd appearance on the season. He has 3 saves, leads the team in that category. He finished with a record of 4-1, an ERA of 2.63, and 51 innings of work. He's given up 40 hits, 15 earned runs, 23 walks, and 40 strikeouts. He's arguably the most unhittable pitcher for the Dons when he has it going. A high velocity fastball to go along with the sharp breaking ball as well. So now it'll be the top of the order. He has 3 more outs to get. Elijah Cook, Colby Raphael, and Noah Lazuka with nobody out here in the top of the 9th. In case you just missed it, it was a solo home run off the bat of Ian Halverson. Again, I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Iglesias, the righty, pitching from the first base side of the rubber. First pitch plunks Cook, and so he reaches aboard a painful way. And now the tying run is up at the plate. So Iglesias does lead the team now with 14 hit by pitches. 13 hit batters, 14 hit batters. That's the one flaw to Iglesias' game. He's been in a lot of tight jams before. Got the final out last year in the 3C2A state championship. And got a cool video of that due to our guy Marcos making the trip up last year to Folsom Lake for the state championship. First pitch is in there for a strike to Colby Raphael. At the very least, you have the double play in depth. You also have a much more favorable matchup with Colby Raphael than Elijah Cook. Cook has seen the ball really well. Hit a home run back in the top of the first. Hit one out of the ballpark in the 3rd inning, but it was fouled by about 10 feet or so. 1-1 the count to the right fielder, Raphael. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. He had a single back in the 5th and came around to score. He also dropped a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. No signs of a sacrifice here. Iglesias, 1-1, misses outside of the breaking ball, that sharp one, but he couldn't get Raphael to chase. Again, you're hearing the chatter from Palomar College, trying to rally their team to get some runs across here in the top of the 9th. Good speed over there at first, and Elijah Cook. Iglesias comes set. This one swung on and missed, a power fastball that Raphael couldn't catch up to, maybe helping Iglesias out just a bit too. It looked to be above the letters. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the number 2 hitter, wearing number 2. Nobody out here in the top of the 9th. Dons lead 5-3 and hoping to keep it that way. Iglesias now coming set. This one freezes the batter, and that's ruled strike 3. The first strikeout of the outing for Iglesias, and it's a huge out, number 1. So Raphael is retired via the strikeout. Now that'll bring up Noah Lazuka, the second baseman. He's 0 for 4 on the afternoon. One of the top hitters on this team. He started all 46 games, and he hit .423 on the season. That's not a typo, folks. .423. This one catches the bottom half, and Iglesias is really humming it. Lazuka had 50 RBIs on the season, 21 doubles, 53 hits, and 168 at-bats. No balls, 1 strike to the second baseman. This one chopped foul off of home plate. 0-2 the count. So Lazuka at the plate. Elijah Cook on first base. And it's the catcher, Makana Olaso, in the batter's box. Comets down to their final 2 outs here. Joey Iglesias on the mound looking to record those final 2 outs. Dons lead 5-3. The righty comes set. Here's the 0-2. This one plunks in the shoulder, in the neck area. We hope the batter's okay. But now there's runners on first and second. So the batter at the plate now represents the winning run. Tying run is over at first base. It looks like the training staff for Palomar College is going to go ahead and look at Lazuka. So two guys reached on Joey Iglesias, both via the hit by pitch. Iglesias a little erratic here in this outing. Yesterday he came into the game back in the 7th inning. Pitched only 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and he did hit 2 batters as well. So now George Caralejo is going to stroll out to the mound and have a mound visit with Iglesias, Deach, and it looks like the rest of the infield is going to come in as well. Again, a very dangerous hitter, the cleanup hitter, and Macano Alasso. Alasso in 45 games, hitting .359 on the season. Leads the team with 75 RBIs and 20 home runs. Yeah, 20 home runs and 75 RBIs. That's not a typo, folks. Those are unrealistic stats. But you got to remember, too, something to take in consideration with looking at these stats is the Palomar Comets play a much weaker schedule, especially in the conference. The Pacific Coast Athletic Conference is nowhere near the strength of the Orange Empire Conference. So even if you have a tough non-conference schedule, those stats are going to look pretty inflated and nice for the Palomar players. In their non-conference this season, they did schedule quite a few Orange Empire Conference teams. They split 2 games with Golden West to start the season. They lost to Fullerton by a score of 12-11, then lost to Riverside back on February 9th. They defeated Orange Coast College, but then they split as they lost on February 17th. Lost another game to Fullerton College, lost to Cypress, defeated Saddleback, defeated Riverside, lost to Saddleback, and then they began conference play. So they weren't afraid to play some Orange Empire Conference teams because they knew their conference was among one of the weaker ones in the 3C2A. Only lost 2 conference games, and now here's the first pitch to Alasso, and this one misses high and tight. 1-0 the count to the catcher. Runners on first and second. In fact, the last loss for the Comets came back on April 18th against Southwestern College. That one, a check swing over to the first base dugout. So it's been over a month, or exactly a month, April 18th to May 18th today, exactly a month since their last loss. That also came here at Palomar College. Don's looking to make that their second loss in a month. This one misses upstairs, and Iglesias is going to have to reel it in sooner than later, trailing in this at-bat 2-1. And a lot of noise coming from the dugout of Palomar College. Looking to spark a rally here in the top of the 9th inning. And again, they're the away team in this game 2. This one's hit into the air softly. Jimmy Leondo's going to race forward in center field. Camp under it for out number 2. Now he makes a strong throw over to third and prevents the runner up from tagging. So a huge second out there by Joey Iglesias. Keeps the runners where they're at. And now the Comets are down to their final out. It'll be the left fielder, Anthony Pacino. Pacino yesterday was a big part of the win. 2 for 3 at the plate with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Hitting from the right side. 1 for 3 on the afternoon with a single and then a walk. Here's the first pitch to Pacino. This one plunks Pacino in the back, so now the bases are loaded. My goodness. A very erratic outing by Iglesias here. That's 3 hit batters. All 3 base runners have gotten on base via the hit by pitch. And now it looks like Iglesias is going to get pulled. It's the second mound visit of the inning. And I believe that means they're going to have to make a substitution. So again, you can see Iglesias is frustrating, pacing back and forth on the rubber. And thanks for tuning in to Don's Baseball here on the Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel. Iglesias was able to get 2 outs, but he's pulled, and there's going to be another guy to get that final 3rd out. We're waiting to see a number. Looks like it's going to be a lefty that strolls out to the mound for the Dons. They used Rocco Garola yesterday. Still waiting to see a number. Remember, the bases are loaded. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. And it looks like it's number 23, Jack Meek. So Joey Iglesias' day is done after 14 pitches. Not his best outing, but he was able to get 2 outs, 1 via the strikeout, and he got Olaso to fly out to center. However, to start his outing, he hit Elijah Cook. He's at 3rd. Then he hit Noah Lazuka with 1 out. And now he's at 2nd. And he just hit Anthony Pacino. So Jack Meek will come into the game and try and record the final out. We were thinking that he might be the starter in tomorrow's game, but there won't be a tomorrow's game unless the Dons get this final 3rd out and hang on to a victory. So Dons pulling out all their best arms here. And let's say Jack Meek only throws a couple pitches to record that final and 3rd out. Well, he will potentially still be available to start tomorrow. But obviously, again, you can't think about tomorrow. You have to focus on today. The Dons need to win today. That tying run only 880 feet away. Jack Meek, again, a sophomore from Sonora High School, wearing number 23. He was a starter for primarily much of the season. However, came out of the bullpen towards the tail end of the season. Made 13 starts for the Dons and 2 appearances out of the bullpen. Finished 4-2 on the season. Also recorded 1 save. In 63 innings, he gave up 62 hits, 31 earned runs, 33 walks, and 56 strikeouts. He finished with an ERA of 4.41. He's getting his last few warm-up pitches, and we're not really sure how warm he was over there in the bullpen. Tough to see from our angle down here. The last outing he made, it was a start against Santa Barbara City. He went 5 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Last relief outing he made was against El Camino back on May 4th, 2 Saturdays ago. He went 2 innings and struck out 2 batters. So Jack Meek has to get 1 big out. It's the final out here at the top of the 9th inning. Dons lead 5-3. The man he'll be trying to get out is the DH Ryan Rivera, who's 0 for 4 on the afternoon. He has 2 strikeouts, a fly out, and a ground out. So Meek's first pitch misses outside, 1-0 the count. Again, nowhere to put Rivera as the bases are loaded. Tying run at second base. Jack Meek, a lefty, pitching from the third base side of the rubber. This one, getting squeezed a bit here. 2 balls, no strikes to the DH. Cook at third, Lazuka at second, Pacino at first. This one misses the zone as well. So these are very close misses here, especially those last 2. Home plate umpire Jordan Shepard in today's game. It's now a 3-0 count. And this one misses high and wide. So an easy take, and now that tying run is 90 feet away. Wow. Again, the Dons are the home team, so they will have the last at-bats, whether it's a tie game or they're trailing. But obviously, things going from bad to worse here. Now at third base is Lazuka. At second is Pacino, and Rivera's over at first. Matthews is a much tougher out, as he's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Excuse me, 2 for 3 on the afternoon. 2 singles. He was also hit by a pitch. First pitch to him, misses down and away. So the Dons just need someone to throw strikes. It's been 5 straight balls here by Jack Meek. Now Connor Deach is going to go ahead and talk to his sophomore pitcher. Meek is a bounce back from Cal State Fullerton. Again, the inning started with Alan Huerta on the mound. He gave up a solo home run to Ian Halverson to start the inning. They pulled Huerta for Joey Iglesias. Joey Iglesias hit the first batter he faced, then struck out the next one, hit the next batter, got a fly out to center field, and then hit the next one to load the bases. They decided to bring in Jack Meek. He walked the first batter he faced on 4 pitches. Now he finally throws a strike. So Luke Matthews has a 1-1 count. The Dons certainly love drama here. It's a 5-4 game here in the top of the 9th. Here's the 1-1. This one fouled off out of play, and so now the Dons need one more strike to get their final out. Comets are down to their final strike. One ball, 2 strikes to the third baseman, Luke Matthews. Lefty versus righty. Let's see what the lefty Jack Meek does here with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. This one misses upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And you don't want to play around too much. Matthews a good hitter. Started off 46 games, hitting .337 on the season. Jack Meek comes set. Here's the 2-2. This one's hit on the ground up the middle to Christian Altamirano. Morano throws to first in time, and that's the final and third out. So the Dons force a game number 3 in dramatic fashion. They had 3 pitchers pitch this 9th inning, and finally it's Jack Meek who records the final and third out. He records the save. Alan Huerta is the winning pitcher, and Ryan Herod is the losing pitcher. So the Dons win today 5-4, and they force game number 3 tomorrow here at Palomar College. Again, you can tune in to the game at Santa Ana College Athletics YouTube channel if you can't make it out to Palomar College in the city of San Marcos. For Cami Lewis and everyone that helped out with the broadcast, I'm Noah Alvarez saying thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow afternoon. When you get to hoist the trophy, the next season comes with a big target on your back. There isn't a man in that dugout